Here's my review of Fool Me Once. This is a solid murder mystery show, and I think that, although I think sometimes the plot can be a little dull and uninteresting, I think that the characters are at least good enough to keep it from being really bad. Like, I've seen mixed reactions. Like, some people have heard hated it, some people loved it. I think this is a solid show, and I enjoyed watching it. But I don't know if there's really necessarily anything to write home about. Like, where it's a murder mystery of this woman named Maya Stern, whose husband is killed, but then later on, she sees him on the nanny cam. So it's this kind of back and forth murder mystery with her, like, kind of wondering what's really happening, where to the point maybe she's even questioning her own sanity. And there's just a lot of like stuff like that. There's also this character named Sammy Kearse, who's a detective who I couldn't really help but just find him funny because it's not a comedy, but like his whole thing is that he keeps having these seizures and passing out, but it's supposed to be serious, but it's like it's so often where you're like, how has this guy not been fired yet? Like, it's not his fault, sure, but it's like this is a show like I'm watching, I'm like, this guy should not be employed. This guy should not work here. It's not safe. It's just kind of weird questioning decisions like that where he's also kind of working with Maya. And there's also like this kind of back and forth subplot where he's stressed about having a child. And there is a lot of twists that I will go on to later. But like I said, like I think I like him as a character, but it's just so weird because he just keeps having these seizures. It's like, I don't think that he should be working here, and sometimes they give him like a temporary leave, but it's just, the whole thing just felt so weird to me. So you see the murder of the husband, and of course you don't see who it is, and so it's done in a way where you have a bunch of suspicion on who, what, when, where, why, how, and when it is revealed, part of it kind of makes sense. And spoiler, we find out that Maya killed her own husband because her husband killed her sister Claire. So it all kind of comes around into this murder mystery where we find that out towards the end. And it's a fun show. It's a show where like I feel like part of you can kind of predict it, but I still think it's done in a way where it's not extremely obvious. It does feel like everything kind of gets solved like really quick, where you find out, oh, the reason why the detective keeps having these seizures is actually because of the medicine he takes to stop them. And they're all done under this huge pharmaceutical company, which those are like the big bads, was Joe's parents. And it just kind of all like, it all kind of comes together very quickly, it feels. And also there's like this weird cult who you see at the beginning of the show, who I feel like that wasn't explained at all. I don't really understand what this cult is. I don't understand what significance it has to the show. Maybe I missed something, but it feels like they'll do like some flashbacks to this cult. This is how the show opens, but it's like never explained. Or maybe I'm stupid and I missed something, but I was just kind of confused. Like, what was the purpose of this cult exactly? I don't know. So yeah, in conclusion, I think that this is a kind of by the books mystery show, but at the same time, I think that the characters are intriguing enough, or at least charming enough, to not be that bad, to actually be, I think, solid to good. I've seen kind of mixed reactions, like I said, like some people love it, some people hate it. I say it's pretty good. I don't think it's anything amazing, but I think it's a solid show. And I think that if you like murder mystery shows, I think there's a lot to like here, although there are some scenes, at least the parts with the detective, I just couldn't take seriously. It just felt like this, like, I'm sorry, this character and this man should not be working. And it just feels like you're just putting it there just so there's more suspense. But it's like, in reality, it's like, this guy should not be working here. Like, I like the character, but they never really explained, like I said, at times he gets like a temporary leave. But other than that, I thought this was a pretty solid show.